So that'll be interesting to see. I've been saying, Daniel, I expect Celtic to sign 2 strikers this summer. Well, there's one in. And, you know, I still think that there'll be a biggie, you know, a significant sum spent on another striker. And then you're looking at it, you can play Maeda centrally, you can play him out left, which I think is what Brendan Rodgers has in mind. But you're getting real good options at that point. You've got a real good mix of options with Adam Ida also at the club.
Did you see, I don't know, I'm springing this on you a wee bit, but on TalkSport earlier today, Ali McCoist said that he reckons Celtic's big striker signing could be Dominic CalvertLewin, who's just been released by Everton. I think he's still only 29, but...
Was it McCoist that started this rumour, was it?
McCoist saying earlier today, and he said he's very scared about that because he thinks he'll bang in the goals in Scotland. I mean, look, off the bat, I'd imagine his wages would be right out of Celtic's price range, but...
It would be difficult, yeah. That'd be a difficult deal to negotiate in terms of trying to give Dominic Calvert-Lewin the sort of money that he's used to in the English Premier League with Everton. But if it was doable, he's not wrong. I'll tell you one thing about Coiste, he knows a striker when he sees one, and yes, I would agree wholeheartedly that, you know, he'd be a sensational signing. I don't know where the economics fit into that one. That'd be, you know, an obvious thing to say right off the bat.
Aye.
And I think there will be significant interest in him around, you know, the other clubs in England's top flight. I'd be astonished if there wasn't, to be perfectly honest with
you. Elsewhere in Celtic transfer news, Hayata, I keep saying this wrong, Hayato Inamura, the centre-back that we mentioned last night, has officially said his goodbyes to his club in Japan. He's put out a statement saying that he's travelling overseas. The club have confirmed that he's in negotiations with a European club. So it really looks like it's a matter of, well, it could be any minute that he's announced as a new Celtic player.
Yeah, and that's, again, Celtic, you know, they don't have a major rebuild to do here. This is tweaking and trying to improve and, you know, try and make little bits and bobs better. But they're already in such a strong position. But, as I said, that's 4 in the door already. Looks as if this will be number 5. So, yeah, I mean, it's impressive. And Celtic are showing that they're not going to let the grass grow under their feet this summer. They know that Rangers have got a lot to do, and they're probably not overly worried about what next season looks like, because what we keep talking about, how much work is required to turn Rangers into real credible challengers and how little time there is to do all that work. Yeah. So Celtic are in a strong position. What they can't be is complacent, and the early moves that they made in the transfer market suggest that they're perfectly well aware of that.
Right. And look, just to finish in Celtic, we talked about it last night, but I've been thinking about it. I think Negren will be a really good signing for Celtic. I think they've taken advantage of, you know, his contract and stuff. They've got him way cheaper than he probably would be available for in a normal market. But I think you said it, Keith, I've got this feeling that Celtic, like you say, they're going to just kind of go through the window. They're going to tweaks here and there, fill up gaps, whatever. I think if and when they qualify for the group stages of the Champions League, they're going to go big. They're going to go really big, I think. One big signing, probably a striker.
Well, that's what I feel. That's what I've been saying for long enough now, Daniel. I do think that Celtic will try and flex their muscles, and bring in a striker that will improve the starting 11. And so they should, by the way, because, you know, the decision to allow Kyogo to leave midway through the season and not have a replacement lined up meant that Brendan Rodgers' options were, you know, limited for the second half of that campaign. So yeah, Callum Osmand's in. That's obviously a good first bit of business. He increases options for them. But yeah, I really expect a sort of a Kyogo replacement, if you like, to be found this summer.
And of course, people saying that they need a left back, that goes without saying. Elsewhere,
but the boy that's coming in from Japan can also play left back, so that's
a good point. That's a very good point.
That's interesting.
And I see as well, Mark saying another centre half not physically ready for the SPFL. From little bits of, I mean, I don't look. This might shock you. I am no expert on Japanese football, right? But the little bits I've read about Inamura is he's meant to be a very physical player. Very, like, I'm sure Brendan Rodgers wouldn't be naive enough to sign a player who's just going to get bullied.
Does it? And look, I don't know much about it either. Does from the photographs I've seen, he looks like a big guy. Does he not?
He looks good. I definitely looks like a big guy.
Physically, he looks like quite a big guy, quite skinny, but he looks kind of quite tall. I'm sure the whole idea is, as I said previously, Daniel, I think last night, the whole idea for Brendan Rodgers is, can Celtic find a left-sided centre-half who's as good as their right-sided centre-half in Cameron Carter-Vickers? And, you know, no pressure then on the moto coming in. But, you know, that, and you completely understand that. You highlight the areas of the team that you think you can improve, and you try and do that in the transfer market. And clearly that's something that Celtic are looking to do, and it'll make them all the stronger ahead of the new campaign.
Hugh Byrne says, any truth in Topi Keskinen to Celtic? I can't see that. I haven't heard that anywhere anyway.
Haven't heard that one. That's a new one on me, Hugh.
Absolutely.